guys, welcome on back in. My name is Sherbert, I am a Dumbo Octopus, and let's go over another tutorial on setting up OBS and Streamer.Bot to get you started for streaming. Today we're going to be going over Streamer.Bot, a very handy resource for streaming to Twitch and other platforms. And it can honestly streamline your process and do a lot of things automatically for you that might otherwise take up hotkeys, keybinds, or other things and just make the process slower if you don't have it. This is by no means a requirement to streaming, but I do find that it helps a lot. Let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go into your browser and search up Streamer.Bot. That is literally the website you're going to be going to. As you can see, the option that we want to click is literally linking to Streamer.Bot, and it has an icon similar to this. Click on that, and it should take you to a page similar to this one. We're just going to click the Download Now button, and it will take you to the Releases screen. Here, you can either go down and download a previous release, if you know what you're doing and you know that you want a previous release, or you can do the recommended thing and just go and download the latest stable release, which is right here. Once you download that, you can open it up and extract it. Make sure you're extracting it to a place where you're always going to have access to. So I would recommend going into your streaming folder, wherever you have a lot of your streaming assets, or you're going to put a lot of them, if you don't already. Make a new folder, call it Streaming, and extract it to there. That way you have all of your assets in one folder. Once you get there, your folder is going to look something similar to this. There are a lot of things in here that don't make any sense to someone without any programming experience. What you're going to do is you're going to want to scroll through the list until you find this one right here, Streamer.Bot.exe. This is the file that will open Streamer.Bot. If you want an easier way to get to it, you can always right-click on it, and in Windows you'll have to go to Show More Options. And then down here, you'll see one called Create Shortcut. When you click that, you can scroll down to the end of the list, and you'll see where it is. And you can go ahead and move that to a different folder or your desktop, whatever is easiest for you to get to. I also would recommend pinning it to the start if you plan on streaming regularly. Once you open it up, you'll see a page that looks like this. This is the home page of Streamer.Bot. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into this tab right here called Platforms. When you click on it, it will bring up these 4 options. You're going to click on Twitch or whatever your streaming platform is, and then it'll come up with a lot of this. This doesn't necessarily make sense to you when you first get into it. The thing we're going to want to do right now is come down to Accounts, Broadcaster Account, and click Login. So once you click Authorize, you'll see this. Now you can go back to Streamer.Bot, and you can see that it logged into the account. If you have an account, a separate account, that you want to use as your quote-unquote bot account, which is basically an account that is a moderator and can do a bunch of things for you. I don't recommend this when you're starting out, but when you get further familiar with the programs you're using and streaming itself, using a bot account can be very helpful. So one thing you'll notice is if you come up to Channel Point Rewards, you can click on that, and you can see I have so many in here. Ones you have already created on Twitch if you're an affiliate, you cannot edit from here. Streamer.Bot can only edit points that you have created within Streamer.Bot. The second thing we want to do is click on this tab called Stream Apps. You're going to click on the one on the top that says OBS Studio. Now you shouldn't see anything here. What you're going to do is right-click in the empty area and click Add. When you do, you want to name it OBS, and then the version should not change if you have the latest version of OBS and the latest version of Streamer.Bot. The host you do not need to mess with. This basically tells it that it's running on the same computer as your OBS. If you are running it remotely, make sure you grab the IPv4 address of the PC you are running OBS on. The port should also be 4455 if you are using version 5.x. If you are using version 4.9x of OBS, it will be 4444. I am using the latest version of OBS, so it'll be version 5 with port 4455. There will be two toggles down here, auto connect on startup and reconnect on disconnect. You want these two toggled on, so that way in case you have a momentary lapse in connection, it will automatically reconnect, and then every time you start up Streamer.Bot, it automatically connects to your OBS. Now, for the password, you'll need to do some things first to set this up in OBS. So if we come over to OBS, we come up and we'll see the Tools option on the top of OBS. If you click on that and go down to the bottom, you'll see something called WebSocket Server Settings. Clicking on that will bring up this window. Now, I already have OBS connected to Streamer.Bot, but to set it up, you will need to enable WebSocket Server. Come down here and take note of what server port this is. You'll need that for Streamer.Bot. Enable authentication allows you to actually connect and stay connected. Server password, your first time setting it up, you'll need to click Generate Password. Once you've generated that, click Show Connect Info. What that will do is it'll bring up a little box. And right here, you're going to see a QR code on your screen. However, on this video, you will not see anything but gray. The server password will also be generated randomly for you, and you'll need to click the copy button in order to copy that. Once you've copied it, you come in to your Streamer.Bot, and then you'll just paste that into the password setting. When you've done that, click OK, and then you'll need to right-click on that connection and click Connect. Now, a few things to note. If you find that it is not connecting, try instead copying on your OBS. Try copying the server IP and pasting it into the host version. If that still does not work when you click OK and then right-click on it and click Connect, if that still does not work, then you may need to try something further. The next thing you can do is go into your Windows settings, click on the search bar, and go to your firewall settings. You're going to add a new program to your Windows firewall to be allowed through. To do this is pretty simple. You should see a button that says Change Settings, and then you can add a program and just navigate to where you have OBS downloaded. Add OBS, then go in, add a new program, and navigate to where you have Streamer.Bot downloaded, and add that one as well. Then you're going to click OK, exit out, and restart your computer. Once you've restarted it, go ahead, bring up Streamer.Bot and OBS again, and see if it connects. If it connects, great. If not, then you may need to try troubleshooting some more options, or maybe there's a solution that is specific to yours that you can find online elsewhere. Those are the simple solutions that I know of that will help fix. Also, one of the other things that may help you troubleshoot why Streamer.Bot will not connect to OBS is by going up into the Help option, and then you can come down here to check file integrity. That's how you set up the basic stuff right now. In the next tutorial, we'll go over a few more of the actual in-depth things that you can do with actions to really start customizing your stream. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.